The image that you are looking at is real, and it shows Chuck Schumer not understanding what face masks are for and not understanding how to put them on. I can't believe this is real, but yes, it is real. I got another one. Congressional Democrats also don't know what masks are for. What is going? You know what, man? It's funny, right? I'm sure a lot of people are laughing at it, but think about how insanely annoying it is that these people are trying to pass laws dealing with coronavirus, and they don't even understand what's happening around them. Chuck Schumer was recently on CNN talking about how we need a coronavirus czar, a stupid, nonsensical, pointless thing to suggest to Donald Trump, who already has someone overseeing everything, Mike Pence, the vice president. You can't do better than that, I guess, unless you said it was the president, but if you don't like Trump, fine. You got Pence doing it. Chuck Schumer on CNN was trying to argue that we needed a centralized command or whatever, which we have. And the dude doesn't even know how to put a mask on. I kid you not. This is real. Over at the New York Daily News, there it is. He was walking up to give a press conference or something in New York City, I guess. And for those that are listening, let me explain. He's got the mask over his mouth. His nose is completely exposed. He's not, you're breathing through your nose, dude. Oh my. And I'm going to listen to this guy. Pluralist writes, Chuck Schumer was roundly mocked this week after photos emerged of the Senate Minority Leader failing in his attempt to properly wear a face mask amid the coronavirus pandemic. Schumer announced Saturday that he had started wearing a mask while going out on walks in New York. Yeah, okay, wearing it wrong, it doesn't count, dude. Here's one. Someone said, I had to rewind and hit record and send it to my mother-in-law, who is an ID nurse. He then pulled it off from the front and put it in his suit pocket. Oh, jeez. These people have no idea what they're doing, no idea what they're talking about. I will give Schumer credit in that he's trying, but look how incompetent and inept this guy is. All right, you know what? There's more. Quote, I am wearing, yesterday for the first time, given the recommendation of the experts, I wore a mask. I didn't enjoy it, but you have to do it. One of the big problems here we've had from the beginning, we have to listen to the experts, the medical experts. Yes, and they didn't tell you to put the mask over your mouth and not your nose and then breathe through your nose. What's the point of wearing the mask? As a top Senate Democrat, Schumer has found himself at the forefront of certain aspects of the coronavirus response. He has also criticized President Donald Trump's handling of the crisis and asked the president to fully invoke the Defense Production Act. Schumer on Sunday offered up several candidates to serve as a potential czar to lead medical equipment disbursement efforts across the country, the Hill reported. Meanwhile, several news outlets published photographs of Schumer donning the mask, but neglecting him to pull it above his nose. And look, I understand you might be saying he's not saying a czar for the whole thing, right? We have Rear Admiral Palauchik, who's in charge of what he's talking about. He's just saying nothing. I mean, it's better than Pelosi and Schiff trying to investigate the president, but still. It wasn't long before the New York Democrat became the butt of Twitter jokes. Please tell me that's photoshopped, quipped conservative commentator Mark Dice. The mask position is absolutely useless, just like the space he takes up in the Senate, tweeted user Ben Willard. Ooh, spicy. The leader of the Democrats, the party that cannot count people standing in a corner and don't know how to wear a mask, one commenter said. Others pointed out that Schumer wasn't the only congressional Democrat struggling with how to properly put on a mask. Why does it look like she's wearing a dirty diaper on her face? Well, I'm not going to make fun of the mask, but these people don't know what they're doing. Some suggested Schumer could stand to benefit from reading books such as How to Use a Mask for Dummies. We also have this one. Photos show congressional Democrats can't figure out how to put on their own face mask. As the U.S. coronavirus outbreak grows in scale and severity, Democratic lawmakers are following medical experts' recommendations to wear masks to combat the spread of the virus. They are experiencing varying levels of success. Oh, geez, man. Varying levels. Maybe I'm just being a snooty elitist. Maybe that's just me. I've watched TV shows, so I have a general idea of how to wear a mask. It's not always perfect. These medical dramas aren't based in reality. They try to be, but at least they wear the masks properly. Here we go. Here's Sheila Jackson Lee showing us the right way to wear a mask. Someone needs to tell her she needs to cover her nose, too. Rep. Al Green, a Texas Democrat, experienced similar difficulties. And he's the guy who's tried to impeach Trump like 3 or 4 times. Now I'm not surprised we're seeing this. Meanwhile, Virginia Democratic Governor Ralph Northam came under fire for slightly different reasons. Oh, man. Steve Guest says Governor Blackface, a.k.a. Virginia's Democratic Governor Ralph Northam, strikes again. In a striking moment, Governor Ralph Northam put on his own blackface mask. What even NBC? Apparently they deleted the tweet. He urged every Virginian to do the same. Some intrepid Twitter users offered up photoshopped images intended to guide Democratic lawmakers down the path toward proper face mask usage. I got a new mask for him. All his friends are wearing them. And for those that can't see, it's a mask, but it says "Make America Great Again." New evidence. The CDC recently changed course on a previous recommendation, which advised against the blanket wearing of face masks to combat the spread of the coronavirus. In light of the new evidence, you know what? Let me just stop you right there, CDC. I think we realize what's going on. You see, the people in control think the ends justify the means, and to a certain degree, they have a good point. They tell people, hey, don't go to the beach, you'll get sick, and then people get sick and we can't handle it. What do? People go to the beach anyway. They say, hey, don't go on the train because you will get sick and people will die. And you know what happens? People go on the train anyway. Because everyone thinks, not me, everyone else, not me, rules for thee, but not for me. It's what everyone does. So what you end up seeing is the government lies in hopes that this will actually change behavior. If they came out and said, please don't buy masks, our medical professionals need them, the fear is that people will run at full speed and say, but what about me? They'll go to the hardware store, they'll buy up all the N95s, they'll buy as many as they can, and they've been doing it. You know who I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the people who have to paint their living rooms and they can't get the masks, the paint and the smell, and they want to wear the mask. I'm kidding, by the way. The medical workers need them. So the general idea is masks will help a little bit. For the most part, they stop you from spitting up and getting other people sick. But if you cover your nose and your mouth, you will slightly reduce your chance of catching this, and you will reduce your chance of spreading this. That's the point. What ended up happening was you saw the World Health Organization and the CDC saying, no, you don't need a mask, you don't. And they were right, sort of. Instead of telling people the truth, they tried claiming that it was pointless or that you didn't need them. And it's not completely wrong, but the media overhyped everything and started making fun of people for buying up masks. Meanwhile, in Asian countries, they all wear masks. Meanwhile, the Democrats can't figure out how to wear them. That's a different issue. The point is, when you just wear a mask, the effectiveness compared to, say, a medical worker who has full PPE gear is dramatically reduced. So the maximum benefit would be getting the masks for medical professionals. That's just honest, and that's the truth. To come out and say you don't need it because it won't work is frankly absurd, because everyone with any common sense would know a mask is going to help. Now they're telling people, use whatever masks you can. Wear a scarf, they say. I guess if you know how to wear it. They said the World Health Organization voiced concern on Monday that the wearing of medical masks by the general public could exacerbate the shortage for healthcare workers on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you. Just be honest. It said lockdowns in many places are proving effective in dampening spread of the coronavirus, but any lifting of restrictions requires a calibrated, stepwise approach based on data. European nations, including hardest hit Italy and Spain, have started looking ahead to easing their lockdowns as fatality rates have fallen, while Austria said on Monday it would start to reopen shops from next week, although it widened a requirement to wear face masks. The WHO Director General Tedros, this guy's name is hard to pronounce. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, noting that several countries were considering new recommendations, said, first and foremost, medical masks must be prioritized for health workers on the front lines of the response. We are concerned the mass use of medical masks by the general population could exacerbate the shortage of these specialized masks for the people who need them most. Masks alone cannot stop the pandemic. Countries must continue to find, test, isolate, and treat every case and trace every contact. So basically what happens is you have these N95 masks. These are actually a bit more effective in combination with other PPE gear. They're very effective. They didn't want regular people buying those up. Once they presumably bought up all the ones they could get their hands on and now have a control of the N95 supply, now they're saying, now you should wear a mask. You can't, look, you can trust them within reason, but for the most part, they're looking out for the general collective, which is good in its own ways, but not for you as an individual. It's going to be on you to do your own research to figure out how to put a mask on, because these Democrats, as we've seen, haven't actually tried to figure out how to properly wear a mask. And I'm really shocked. I gotta admit, look at Chuck Schumer. This photo is ridiculous. What is he doing? Has he never seen a picture of a doctor before? I don't get it. The mask is just over his mouth. Certainly he's seen another person wear a mask. Maybe these people are just so out of touch. They're such, out of touch elitists in their ivory tower. They've never seen regular people who have to wear masks. You've never seen a news article about people in Japan when they get sick, they wear masks. Prevents the spread. I'm not going to trust these people on their policy if they can't put a mask on. And I'll tell you what, I'm skeptical of the advice coming from the CDC and the WHO if they're now saying, oh, but now you should wear a mask. Yeah, okay, guys. I don't know what you should or shouldn't believe, but that's the best we can do, I guess. Stick around. Next segment's coming up in a few minutes, and I will see you all shortly.